धर्म सिंह जी स्टार्ट करें।
गुड इवनिंग। गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल।
Good evening.
गुड इवनिंग मैडम।
सर।
Good evening. Good evening.
सर आज हमारे साथ मैडम सुषमा अरोड़ा जी हैं। ही इज प्रैक्टिसिंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट फ्रॉम नोएडा। तो इनका कोड ऑफ एथिक्स पे बहुत अच्छी पकड़ है सर। हमारे साथ सर सीए विकास आनंद जी हैं। सीए विकास आनंद जी गोरखपुर से हैं सर। ही इज आल्सो प्रैक्टिसिंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट। तो सर ये विकास आनंद जी कोड ऑफ एथिक्स जो हमारे आईसीएआई के है वॉल्यूम 1 पे विकास आनंद जी लेंगे फर्स्ट हाफ एन आवर, और उसके बाद मैडम 1 घंटे के लिए मैडम रहेगी वॉल्यूम 2 पे, और उसके बाद क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन रहेगा आधे घंटे का सर। ठीक है। तो सर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वेलकम आवर टुडे कन्वीनर सीए अरुण कुमार सर, क्योंकि हमारा सर इस साल का ये कन्वीनरशिप सेकंड ईयर कन्वीनरशिप है सर के साथ। तो बहुत अच्छा श्रीकोट सिटी स्टडी सर्कल सर पिछले 1 महीना में हमने गैप दिया सर थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि इतने वेबिनार हो रहे थे अदरवाइज भी, तो फिर हमने सोचा एक गैप हम दे देते 1 महीने के लिए। तो 1 महीने के बाद फिर हम लोग आए हैं, और इस महीने में हमारे 12 CPRs का प्रोग्राम ऑलरेडी प्लान है सर। तो 2 CPR का प्रोग्राम जो आईसीआई की गाइडलाइन है जिसमें कि कोड ऑफ एथिक्स पे होना जरूरी है हर स्टडी सर्कल के लिए, तो वो हम पूरे उस गाइडलाइंस को ध्यान में रखते हुए सर आईसीआई के नॉर्म्स को फॉलो करते हुए, और हर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट जो प्रैक्टिस में है उनको भी 2 CPRs हर महीने सर मैक्सिमम टू 12 CPRs का प्रोग्राम अटेंड करना जरूरी है कोड ऑफ एथिक्स पे सर। तो ये हमारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को पता होना चाहिए कि हमारे लिए ये मैंडेटरी है। तो नाउ आई रिक्वेस्ट सीए अरुण कुमार सर, ही इज कन्वीनर ऑफ श्रीफोर्ट सीपी स्टडी सर्कल। तो सर प्लीज वेलकम टू आवर ऑडियंस एट यूट्यूब, आवर Aura page and Zoom, and our today guest speaker CA Sushma Arora ji and CA Vikas Anand ji.
Thank you धर्म सिंह जी। After pause of a month, we are meeting again for updation of our knowledge, and on behalf of Sirifort CP Study Circle, I welcome all the participants, professional colleagues, and eminent speakers, Ma'am CA Ma'am Sushma Arora ji and CA Vikas Anand ji. Thanks for sharing your views with us after a visual schedule, because already this period up to September might be very busy for practicing chartered accountants. So topic is very lively. Earlier also on this topic webinar was arranged by our founder member Dharam Singh ji, and as all of us are aware, this CP study circle Sirifort is only due to Sri Dharam Singh ji, who devoted hard and with effect from March 20 onwards, all the webinars were arranged by him. So without taking much time, I welcome first Shri Vikas Anand ji for sharing his views, sir. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Dharam sir, for giving me opportunity to discuss code of ethics with our senior and with colleague members. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
As you have said that the ICI has mandatory to discuss all the professional ethics in the regular interval. So it's very good for all of us that we should study and we should be aware of our whole the code of ethics and our responsibilities. I'm just sharing my screen. Whether it is visible for all of us?
विकास जी बिल्कुल सही है, और एक काम कर लीजिए पीडीएफ में जाके व्यू में जाके फुल पेज व्यू होता है उस पे कर लीजिए, ऊपर व्यू में जाके,
ऊपर व्यू में सर
जैसे फाइल एडिट और व्यू आ रहा है ना,
यहाँ पे फाइल, हाँ सर व्यू अच्छा
में
ये
फुल स्क्रीन मोड आ रहा है, नीचे देखो सबसे नीचे फुल स्क्रीन मोड,
2 स्क्रीन में 2 पेज के लिए सिंगल पेज व्यू
नहीं
पेज डिस्प्ले में सर। अच्छा
ना नीचे, हाँ इससे नीचे और नीचे जाइए, और नीचे जाइए थोड़ा सा और नीचे।
अच्छा ये फुल स्क्रीन मोड। ओके सर,
जो यूट्यूब पे देखेंगे तो उनको दिख जाएगा।
जी सर बिल्कुल सर।
ठीक है सर।
यस सर। Hello everyone, I'm a CA Vikas Anand, and I'm just discussing professional ethics, which all are know very well. But due to the ICI, and we should also aware of our code of ethics, which is more relevant for all of us. We are day to day doing the lots of professional works, but we are not 100% follow the our professional ethics in the practicing, but we should follow and we try to follow, because due to our professional ethics we can enhance our credibility, fame, name, as well as our we can charge a standard fees also. That's why we should follow. Okay, I'm just starting the our code of ethics. First, we should know what is our code of ethics or professional ethics. Professional ethics means ethics which is followed by the professionals. And what is ethics? Ethics means a moral value. Moral value means what? What is correct or what is right or what is wrong in the human behavior. We all know what is ethics, but ICI has given us some guidelines we should have to follow. But the each and everything are related to the CA, and it totally depend upon our conduct of business, so that we should follow. And first of all, we should have now study ethics. Ethics means what is ethics? Ethics means a moral value. Moral value means we should have what is correct or what is right. And we all know what is the correct or right, but we are deviated from the right things, or we are deviated from the what is correct doing to any another thing, so that we should be honest and we should be fair in our work. Ethics says that the what is morally acceptable means we all know what is correct, but we are due to the some of competitions, we are facing a lots of challenges and social pressures, a lots of pressures. That's why we are compromising, but we should not compromise our ethics and our moral values. So we should follow the our honesty and each and everything which are should be fair, and we all know what is fair. But our ICI has said that you should must follow, because as per opinion of an ICI, some things are which are related that in our mind this is fair, but as per the ICI and as per the all over India, or as per the, or by considering the profession, it is not fair. So that code of ethics required to study. Okay, what is code of ethics? And now we can discuss the volume 1, which is defined the basic terms. I'm not discussing very high things. I'm just discussing normal things, means all the basic things. Like what is code of ethics? As per the ICI guidelines, principle designed to help the professional conduct of business honestly and integrity. We all know that we should do our business with honesty and with integrity. In nutshell or in a summary, we can say that what is morally accepted or what is morally correct, we should follow. What is need of code of ethics? We all know that code of ethics is mandatory for all, because some of the professionals who are doing the work by keeping aside the code of ethics and doing anything, so that we should be aware and give the due care of our code of ethics. So what is the need for creating the credit in the society? Means we should maintain our credit. How can we maintain our credit? By taking our professional judgments, by maintaining our professional independence, and by taking professional behaviors in all respect, in all the business. Second one is the uniting the peoples and leaderships. Means as I want to unite the peoples, means our CA should be unite. Means we are not trying to snatching the works from the one person to another person. So that ICI has said that we should follow the code of ethics, like some of examples that NOC, NOC is a very good example. That ICI want to prohibit the works which are from one person to another person by bad means. They are like some of professionals who are engaged, some of other professionals who are engaged in our business, like advocates, company secretaries, but they are trying to do something which is not fair. That time the person should follow the things and should care about the things. Third one is the securing the society. How can secure the society? By making a code of ethics. ICI may try to secure the society. Secure the society means securing the faith name in our society. Means what is the faith? Means each and every person knows CA means a dignity, its value. It is the mean of correctness. It is the mean of 100 accuracy, and so that we should follow our ethics. And fourth one is the improving the decision making. How it can improve the decision making? Code of ethics. The code of ethics can improve the decision making, because if we know that whether this work should be do or not to do, means which is already defined in our code of ethics. Some of the examples we can take, like if we are a statutory auditor, then we cannot take a concurrent audit or revenue audit or stock audit of same bank or same organizations. So that, and how can it affect our decision making? Because where professional judgment will be compromised. How it will compromise? If you are doing also statutory audit, internal audit, then whether we can correct our work when we are already doing all the works, maintaining the books of account, doing the audits, revenue audit, stock audit, and always statutory audit. So ICI has prohibit the some of works, like if you are a statutory auditor, then prohibit the concurrent audit or revenue audit or stock audit. And next one is the satisfying the basic human needs, because in our society CA have a very good faith, because it is the name of the faith, name of the values, name of the honesty. We all are known by the correctness, accuracy, because CA is 100% updated, correct in comparison to advocates, because advocate do anything, but CA can never do anything. He will do as per the law, as per the regulations. He will never deviate from his integrity, honesty, and he will always do the works as per the law. What is the law say? A CA is better know about that the law in comparison to the advocates. Next one is the source of code of ethics, from where the code of ethics has been prepared by the ICAI. ICAI is a member of international organizations. The name is the International Federation of Accountants. I consider the ethical standard and issued by some of the standard issued by the International Ethical Standard Board for the accountant. We have also follow, and we are taking some of the code of ethics which is related to the international standard. We are following, but not we are 100%. We are not copying these things. We are studying, learning, and making our code of ethics as per our society, as per our Indian culture, as per our Indian business, as per our industry requirements. Code of ethics has been issued earlier, but in the 2019 editions, 2005 first they are making on 2005, and thereafter the ICI and a revised code of ethics has been issued on 2009. Thereafter again there are lots of changes and reforms are, but in last they are issued in 2019, and which is applicable in 2020. Again in July they are also amending and giving some of new guidelines. It is also required because due to the lots of changes in the law, like GST, income tax, lots of changes, MCA, in a company law, lots of changes are, so that as per the requirement of changing environment, changing law, we have to change, we have to adaptive, so that code of ethics need to be revised as per the requirement. Common observation of the society. What is the common observation of society? Common observation means common observation. Society what thinks about us? What society think that we are 100% 100% knowledge of the law, like tax, GST, company law, labor law, all the financials law, industries law, so that they have too much faith on us. And some of the our weak point, it is internal to us. Means it is between the CAs that we are maintaining a very weak documentation due to the lots of work pressure, but we should maintain an adequate documentation, and we should be proactive in our profession. Activeness is in some cases there are lackness, so that we should improve. Lack of communication skill. We all know MBAs are in the communication skill, they are better than us. They have a more marketing skills than CAs, because they are not having a good knowledge, but they are expressing these things in a way that customer will attract and customer will understand the things. But we have to also improve our communication skill. Inability to say no. Yeah, it's correct, because due to the lots of competitions, lots of competitions, lots of pressures, and lots of due to the corona pandemic, lots of job losses. That's why lots of new CAs are some of the CAs who are lefting the job. They are trying to do the works, but if their clients are bargaining for the fees or for the quality, they cannot deny. But he should deny. He should say no, I cannot do, or he should say no, it is my fees, and it is the adequate fees, not excessive fees. So we have to be fair and we have to be straightforward, that we cannot do we cannot do the work on the fees which is quoted by the clients. So we have to courage that inability to say, we have to courage to say no, because if we are sacrificing something in the means of the value or money, then we should maintain our professionalism, and as well as we can maintain our independence. Next, some examples of actual cases, like we are doing the work, but we are not accepting the appointment letter or reappointment letter of the auditor. We are doing the works, and due to the lots of work pressure or an audit pressure, we are just forgetting. But we should obtain each and every year letter of appointment or reappointment from the clients, whether we are doing GST audit or tax audit or any other things. But we should take appointment letter or a reappointment letter. Not obtaining a copy of our board resolutions approving the account. Yeah, in a lots of cases, each and everyone know that the management has not prepared the balance sheet. All the balance sheets, all the accounts are in a overview and reviewed by us, and financial statement are also prepared by us, so that we are just signing the balance sheets before approving the before taking and approving by the board of directors. So that this practice is not good, because we are the auditor, we are only watchdog, and we are only expressing our opinion, not we are maintaining the books. If we are maintaining the books, in that case we cannot do the audit of that organization. So we should, if we are in the positions for the signing authority, or we are in the positions of an auditor, then we should take board resolution or any resolutions which is approved by the authority, and that account has been must be prepared by the management and must be take a MRL, management representation letter, that all the books of accounts, all the profit and loss, all the fixed assets and stocks are verified by the management as well as are counted by the management and accepted that it is physically available. So we should take a resolution copy for approving that these accounts are accepted by the management. In a signing of the balance sheet in a good faith. Yeah, in a lots of cases we are facing the challenges that the clients are giving to prepare the balance sheet, and lots of CAs are preparing the balance sheet and signing and giving to the banks. But we are getting in an audit case, a lots of balance sheets are not signing by the proprietor or partner or the banker or the company director, because in some cases we are mentioning in the audit, but I want to say to our professional brothers and our seniors, please, after preparing the balance sheet or financial statement or any other thing, project report, first, in case of financial statement, the sign of the client must be taken thereafter, because if he signed, then he undertook, he understand, and he accepted that thus this balance sheet has been accepted by the bank, accepted by the client. Thereafter we are signing on the balance sheet. That time it's a correct and fair practice. But if we are preparing the balance sheet and thereafter signing and sent to the bank, it is not good and not a correct practice. When the balance sheet in good faith and not signing the in lots of cases this are available, we should be do care about this. Suggested reading, from where we can study the code of ethics or regulations about the ICAI. It's for our members that if we want to know anything about our CA regulations or CA code of ethics or what is changes in the code of ethics, then we can download and take a study material from the ICAI website or ESB, Ethical Standard Board websites, or we can take some materials from the ICAI website, that ICAI.org, from where the FAQs are available related to the members in practice, and lots of appellate authority procedures, ICAI publications of the code of ethics, and some of also PPTs are available, PowerPoint presentations, which is also conducted by the ICAI, and these PPTs of an ICAI, which is prepared by the speaker of the ICAI or an board of institutes, they are also available on the websites. So we can download from there and we can study. Yeah, fundamental principle. What are the fundamental principles of our professional of ethics? Means codes. And we all know our fundamental ethics, but we should also again discuss the fundamental principles to understand the things and should take our in our practice. First, integrity. We all know what is the meaning of integrity, but we should not. We should follow. Lots of members are not follow, but we should follow. Integrity means being a straightforward, or without ambiguity, or compromising, without compromising or concealment. We should be straightforward, means yes or yes, no or no. If you are doing the work, yes, I will do. But as per our law and regulations, we will prepare the financial statements, and this is our fees. It is a standard fees. We should not compromise our quality as well as our fees, both. So we should be straightforward, not to conceal the anything, and we should also mention each and everything in the financials. We should honest in all professional relationships. Objectivity means what? Means we should not be biased. Our interests should not be influenced by others' decisions or others by any way, or any undue influence should not be on us. Any of the interests should not affect our professional judgment. So we should be objective. We should maintain our integrity. Professional competence and due care. What is professional competence? Means we should be updated. We should have a knowledge of law, whether it is the taxation law or company law or labor law or industry law or any other law which is relevant to our clients or in the society. We should know, and we should also update to us time to time, or we should update on each and every amendments when come. So we should maintain our professional knowledge and skills. Also, we should develop in our practice that we should follow all the law and regulations, all the standards, all the guidelines issued by the ICAI. Confidentiality means disclosure of information. Means we should not disclose any information which is obtaining from the conduct. Means we are doing the any professional work with the any clients. That time we should not disclose any information to any other person or any other authority, whether it is asked by the department. Department means income tax department or GST department or Ministry of Corporate Affairs or NCLT, because it's our professional code of ethics, and we should, it's our duty also. Or if it is a legal duty, that time we can disclose. But when asked by the tax authority or when asked by the banks, that time we should not disclose any information which is obtained during the engagement with our clients. We should disclose only in the case of legal or professional duties. Even it is asked by any authority, but if it is asked by the court or any tribunal, that time it's our legal duty to disclose, because that time proceedings we are not doing. That is why, and at that time we have to disclose. But in a general case and in normal case, we should not disclose any information. Professional behavior. We should maintain our professional behavior. We should comply with all the rules and regulations, laws which are applicable and which are used in our preparing of the financial statements. We should not making any of the financials which is not as which is valid to the law and regulations, because it will disrepute to our professions and discredit to the professions. Next one is the conceptual framework specifying an approach for an accountant. What is the conceptual framework? Conceptual frameworks, what we study in the conceptual framework? We should study the threats. What are the threats? We all know the normal meaning of the threats. Means the threats means a risk or something, anything which is source of danger, means which may be a threat or a risk for the professions or such members. So first we should have to identify the threats. Which threats is applicable to us, or which threats comes in our which comes against us. So first to identify the threats in a compliance of fundamental principles. Fundamental principles means where this is the integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality and professional behavior. It is the fundamental principles. Means we should first identify the threats. Next, evaluate the threat identified. What is the impact of the threat? So after evaluating the threats, we should have to eliminate or reduce the threats, or trying to minimizing the threats at acceptable level. Means We can never reduce the threats at zero level, but we can try to resolve. Means, how can we try to resolve? By which way? By giving the disclosures, by specifying in the notes, we can reduce the threats, or we can by giving the notes, disclosures in the financial statements, and by specifying to the or disclosing informations to the management or stakeholders. Next one is the types of threats. Which type of threats are available? Which type, like fundamental principle. I mean, threat of fundamental principle. We are studying the fundamental principle, integrity, objectivity, and the threats which are of the fundamental threat in the compliance of fundamental principle, which are comes. Like it's we can say 5 types of fundamental threats. Like first threat, self-interest threat. Self-interest means like we are dealing our business with the relatives or professional colleagues, and we are compromising our independence or integrity. That time the self-interest threat will be occur. So we should have to be maintain our integrity. That time self-interest threat means which may occur as a result of financials, means money, monetary term, or other interest of the professional accountants or relatives. So that we should be aware of the self-interest threat, and we should be keep away from the threats. Try to keep self-review threat. Self-review threat means changing in the professional judgment. Means whether which from where it will occur, when the previous judgment need to be re-evaluated. Re-evaluate means when we are taking any judgments, and after the change of the responsibility or after the responsibility fixing, we are trying to change our judgments. Mean, like in the financial statement, some of the items are shown at different value. Now we are now the situation will change, and trying to show the different financial value. That time this threat will be occur. Advocacy threat. Advocacy means justification or a defense. Advocacy threat, which way occur where the professional accountant promotes and positions or an opinion to point that the subsequent objective may be compromised. Sorry. We can say that the subsequent object may be compromised, means objectivity. Objectivity. When we are compromising the objectivity, advocacy threat will be available. Objectivity. So we should not be biased. Objectivity means biasness, partiality. Our professional judgment should not be compromised. Here, advocacy threat will say that we are giving the justifications of the false informations. It is totally incorrect. Next, familiarity threat means when we are dealing with the doing a professional business, and we are more closer to our clients, so that we should maintain our professional relationships, as well as we should maintain our professional behaviors with us, with them. That familiarity threat when occur, which may occur when because of the relationships, a professional accountant become too sympathetic to the interest of others. Lots of times members are more sympathetic to the interest of others, means the clients or any other professional accountant. No, but this threat will be the more harmful for us. All the threats are more harmful for us, but it's also more harmful for us. It impact the professional judgment. Next, intimidation threat. Intimidation means, what is the intimidation means? Threatening, dhamki dena, ya darna. In lots of cases, the professionals are in fears of loss of work or loss of money or due to the undue influence by the others. So that we should be careful about these things. and we should deny that type of an words, because it will hamper our professional judgments, as well as it will deteriorate to our credit. So that we should be care, we should take a cautions, which may from where it will be occur. Intimidation threat which occur when the professional accountants may deteriorate from the acting objectively by the threats are actual or perceived. So we should be cautious about us. Safeguard, what we have discussed earlier, we have discussed about the threats of the fundamental principles. What are the threats? These threats are occurs when we are complying the fundamental principles. Fundamental principles means our integrity, objectivity, professional competence, and education and all things. For following the fundamental principles, these threats will be occur: self-interest, self-review, advocacy, familiarity, and intimidation threat. And what are the safeguards? What are the safeguards of the threats? Safeguards created by the professionals means our professions, legislations, and regulations. This may include, but should not restricted to these points. Safeguards, our education, training, and experience required for the entry in the profession. Yeah, it's a mandatory, but this safeguard is not restricted only to our education, training, and experience. We should take our professional judgment in that situation. Next one is the continuing professional development requirement. Next one is the corporate governance regulation. Next one is the professional standard. We should follow the professional standard, but should not be restricted to any corporate governance in professional development requirements, or in a case of a professional and regulatory monitoring and disciplinary proceedings. Next one is the external review by the legally empowered third party of the reports, returns, or communication and informations produced by the professional accountants. External review, there may be an external review. First one is the safeguard created by the professional legal regulations. Next one is the safeguard in the working environment of the firm with wide safeguards. What are the safeguards of the fundamental principles? How we can follow our fundamental principles? We should follow the safeguards to save our self. First one is we should act in the public interest, not only for the self-interest, not only for the client interest. We should act like a public interest. We should always follow the professionalism, honesty, each and everything we should follow. We should never compromise our professionalism. The next one is the documented policy and procedure. We should follow our documented policy and procedures. And next one is to implement and monitor the quality control of engagement. Yes, we should also maintain the quality control of engagement. We should not do all the things. We should do expertise thing in which we are expert. We should not do each and everything. We should have to follow our quality where we have a good knowledge. Like I can say that I have some good knowledge in income tax and GST, but each and everyone is expert in, someone is expert in the international taxation, someone is expert in the company law, someone is expert in the internal auditing, someone is the expert of the statutory audit. So we should have to engage ourselves in the work that where we are experts, and we should have to maintain the quality control. Regarding to identification of threat, we should identify the threats. Thereafter, we should identify the safeguards which are applicable, safeguards against these threats, and we should apply also the application of safeguards. Next one is for assurance engagement. Assurance engagement, documented independent policy. We should have to maintain the independent policies, and should not only maintain but should have also with a documented independent policies. Next one is requiring the compliance with the fundamental principles. We should have to comply with the fundamental principles, not to only read and discuss. We should have to follow. Next one is the to enable the identification of interest. Enable identification of interest or relationships between the firm or members of engagement team and clients. Yes, we should have to identify whether which type of interest are involved between the teams, engagement teams and clients or other professional partners. First, we have to identify the interest, so that if we are identifying the interest, that time we can prohibit or we can stop malicious things or stop those type of involvements which may influence the independence of our audit or our works. So we should know the interest of our clients and other partners who are engaged in the teams. Next one is the monitor and manage the reliance of revenue received from a single client. We should monitor and should reliance on the revenue receipts. Next, for using the different partner and engagement team with the separate reporting line. For using the different partner and different engagement team with the separate reporting line. Yeah, correct. If there is the lots of a separate type of a business, then that time we should have when required specialized knowledge persons, then we can take help of other professionals, and also our standard of auditing allowed to take a help of other professionals where we are not expert, like in case of valuations. We are not expert in case of some of technical things. We are not expert in all things. We are only expert of the financial data and law and regulations, but not in all. So we can engage the teams and can take a help of other different partners for separate lines. And next one is the prohibit individuals who are not member of the engagement team from inappropriate influence of outcomes of the engagement. Yes, we should try to prohibit the individuals who are involving in our work culture and who are taking a undue advantage from this. They are trying to influence the outcomes of the engagement. Means ultimately what this line says, the monetary term, in the monetary term, other person is involved in the engagement and trying to influence the client as well as trying to influence the auditor. But so that we should prohibit those type of individuals. And next one is the timely communication of the firm policy and safeguard. It is also safeguard. I'm discussing all the safeguards of the threat. Which type of a safeguard we can take. Next one is the timely communication of firm policies and procedures, including any change of them to all the partners, professionals, and staff. Means whatever the policy and procedures in our firm or in our company, we should have to how they know our staff, our partners, so that we have to communicate at each and every interval that all the professional staffs and other staffs and partners can understand what we are following, what are the policy and procedures we are adopting for the doing our professional works. Next one is the designating members of senior management to be responsible for overseeing the adequate functionings of the firm's quality control system. Okay, what this line said? This line says that our senior members, designating members of the senior management to be responsible. Senior management person should be involved in the firm quality control system. Senior first, whether these functionings of the quality control, whether the quality control is work correctly or adequately. That time the senior management means those charged with governance and senior members like senior management and CEOs, CFO and CMD, all other senior managements. They should have overseeing the quality control systems of the firm. Next one is the advertising partners and professional staff to those assurance clients are related entities from which they must be independent. Yes, advertising the partners.
विकास जी कितना टाइम लगेगा? मैं मैडम थोड़ा सा ज्यादा
अच्छा,
हमारा
अच्छा।
फिर उससे आगे बढ़ जाएगा टाइम।
ओ ठीक है सर, ठीक है, मैं जस्ट अब इस लाइन के बाद क्लोज करता हूँ। एक दो और पॉइंट्स उसके बाद मैं क्लोज आगे का क्लोज कर देता हूँ, आगे मैम ले लेंगे। ठीक है सर।
ठीक है, ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर।
जी सर, जी सर। Disciplinary mechanism to promote the compliance with the policy and procedures. Next one is the publishing the policy and procedures to encourage and empowering the staff to the communicate to the senior level within the firms and issues relating to the compliance with the fundamental principles that concerns. Means we should not only communicate or taking a class or trainings of professional staffs and members and partners, but also publish the policy. Means printed policy should be attached to our wall in our office or in our company, where so that each and everyone can understand and read a lots of time, then they may follow. Next one is what next safeguards are. Engagement is specific safeguard in the work environment may includes engagement safeguards. Which type of engagement? Involving an additional professionals like a CACMS accountant to review the work done or other advice are necessary. Means we all are not 100% have a knowledge of each and everything. We are expert of law, tax, or we can expert in the our fields, not in all fields, so that we can take a help of other professionals. Next one is the consulting and independent third party. We can consult with the take a consultancy from the independent third party like chartered engineer for the purpose of valuation, or we can take like share and derivatives. All persons are not doing the valuations, but some are professionals and course also issued by the ICI for valuation. So that if we are doing any preparing any financial statements where share and derivatives are available, then we can take a help upon any other CA or professionals who are expert in the valuations. A consulting independent such as the committee of independent directors and professional regulators bodies or any other professional accountants. Yes. Next one is the discussing the ethical issues which, with those charged with the governance of a clients. Next, disclosing to those charged with governance of a clients and nature of services provided or extent of a fees charge. We should never to disclose the any fees which is directly related to the services. It should be the internal. It should not be disclosed to all the persons, whether they are those charged with governance personnels or management personnels. It should be must be between the auditor and auditee, not to disclose to all the persons. Rotating the senior assurance team to the professionals. We should in a normal interval, normal period interval, we should rotate the seniors, means changing the work responsibilities. Next one is the safeguard of interest, safeguarding within the client systems and procedures. That may includes when a client appoint a firm in a public practice to perform an engagement. Engagement means like a review or audit or consultancy engagement. Means a client appoint a firm in who are in public practice. The persons other than the management ratify or approve the fund. Yes. In case of a client system, if we are doing any type of an engagement, either it is an audit or consultancy or any limited reviews, that time we should have to accept the appointment. Means we should not accept only when given by the acceptance. Means we acceptance letter must be given by the management. That time we can give a acceptance letter, and it must be approved by the management. Next one, sorry. Next one is the competence of client employees. We should also understand and take the and also check the competence of client employees who are involving in the work. Means who are doing the work, what he have a knowledge, which type of a knowledge and which type of a work he is doing. Whether he is in a BCom commerce graduate and he is doing the technical work, and the person who is in technical work and doing the business, doing the work of the commerce background, then the knowledge and the work, this does not match. Then the work, how the work will be good? Never, it will never be good. It will be only average class or below average class. So that we should also understand the experience of the client and knowledge of the client, and also the seniority to make the decision. Decision makers means management decision makers. You should also see the seniority, whether it is a completely young professional who have a good knowledge and he in the decision making, he is the person involving in the decision making, so that we should also care, and we should also see whether the such person is competent or not for taking a decision making, whether it is seniority, what is his experience. And next one is the client has implemented the internal procedures that ensures the objective choice in the commissioning non-assurance engagement. We should also, client should also implement the internal procedure, means whether we are engagement for the doing the TDS work, GST work and tax work, and client is also saying that do the reconciliation each and everything in the same piece, then we should have to take a first engagement and also charge a fees, so that all the engagement which are, and we should also see that the engagement which for which we are appointed, and the client does not take any other engagement in a same engagement, so that we should assure that whether all the for which we are assigning only that engagement or any other engagement also. Client, next, client has a corporate governance structures that provides appropriate oversights and communication regarding the firm services. The client has a corporate governance structure. Client must have a corporate governance structure for the appropriate oversights and communications with regarding firm services. Next one is the next one is the starting from the volume 2 and volume 3. So ma'am will take care of the all the things, and ma'am will also more senior and more expert in the field of code of ethics. Ma'am will take a charge, and ma'am will discuss all the things of code of ethics of first schedule and second schedule of code of ethics. Hello Dharam sir.
जी विकास जी, एक क्वेश्चन है, कैन यू प्लीज प्रोवाइड एग्जांपल ऑफ एडवोकेसी थ्रेड्स?
एडवोकेसी थ्रेड, यस सर, एडवोकेसी थ्रेड
मिस्टर प्रवीण है, मिस्टर प्रवीण जी, प्रवीण कुमार जी हैं, वो बात करना चाह रहे हैं, तो प्रवीण जी आपका माइक अनम्यूट कर लीजिए, और सर विकास आनंद सर से बात कर सकते हो डायरेक्ट आप। और विकास जी विद इन मिनट अपनी क्वेरी सॉल्व करके फिर मैडम को हम माइक देते हैं।
जी सर बिल्कुल सर।
प्लीज विकास जी, माइक इन योर हैंड नाउ।
यस सर। Hello Praveen ji, just ask your question, what you want to ask. I'm just also opening the slides that you can ask your question very clearly and understand the what you want to ask. Hello.
विकास जी फिर एडवोकेसी पे ले लीजिए आप, क्या क्वेरी है इनकी?
अच्छा जी सर, क्या सर पूछा है इन्होंने एडवोकेसी? चलिए मैं एक बार फिर से एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ एडवोकेसी को सर।
नहीं सर, ज्यादा नहीं करना। कैन यू प्लीज प्रोवाइड एग्जांपल ऑफ एडवोकेसी थ्रेड्स? कोई एडवोकेसी थ्रेड्स की कोई एग्जांपल है आपके पास?
जी सर, लाइक वी कैन से,
थोड़ा सा देखना है, क्योंकि चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है चाहे वो एडवोकेट है, all profession are respectful in our society.
Yeah, definitely sir, all are respected and all are respected.
किसी थ्रेड्स है तो हम डिस्कस वही करेंगे जो प्लेटफॉर्म पे कोई जिसने सोसाइटी में कुछ किया, अदरवाइज हमारे लिए सारे प्रोफेशन रिस्पेक्टफुल है सर।
यस सर, डेफिनेटली सर।
ओके
in a lots of cases we can take some of examples where we are change means what advocacy said that the justification or defense, like we are considering any things where the our objectivity will be changed, means like we are considering some of things which are like we can discuss on the profit, like profit is something is a profit, like 2 lakh rupees is a profit, okay, and thereafter any happening is occur, and that type of an happening which may convert the profit into the loss, that time the profit which convert into the loss, then whether this loss or these expenses should be considered in the our should consider in the our financials, and whether it change the judgment, or whether we should also study the whether these change in the financial statement will affect to the society, will affect to the opinion of the stakeholders. That threat may be occur, so we should care of this, and we should also study of this, careful study. Hello, yes sir, धर्म सर.
हाँ ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर. आपको अपना स्लाइड जो है इसको स्टॉप कर दीजिए सर.
यस सर, यस सर.
हाँ थैंक यू विकास जी. वॉल्यूम 1 पे जो आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन है बहुत अच्छी रही, और आई होप कि फ्यूचर में हम लोग जुड़े रहें और इसको और एक्सटेंड करें और डेप्थ में मेंबर्स के साथ शेयर करें. और नेक्स्ट मंथ भी हमारा एक कोड ऑफ एथिक्स पे जो भी होगा प्रोग्राम, तो उस पे आपको दोबारा से इनवाइट किया जाएगा सर.
जी सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू.
ओके, थैंक
यू सर फॉर गिविंग मी अपॉर्चुनिटी टू से सम डिस्कशंस ऑफ कोड ऑफ एथिक्स ऑन द CAORA प्लेटफॉर्म. थैंक यू धर्म सर, एंड थैंक यू अरुण सर. थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू. प्लीज टेक मैम, प्लीज टेक द स्लाइड्स.
स्लाइड हटा दीजिए.
ओके सर. कैसे हटेगा सर ये स्लाइड? मैंने तो
मैं हटा देता हूँ सर.
जी सर, जी सर.
मैडम सुषमा जी माइक ऑन कर लीजिए. हाँ वॉल्यूम 2 जो हमारा कोड ऑफ प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स का है, ICAI द्वारा जो हमारे इशू किया गया है, इसका जो वॉल्यूम 2 है मैडम CA सुषमा अरोड़ा जी लेंगे. CA सुषमा अरोड़ा जी प्रैक्टिसिंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हैं, और ये काफ़ी लॉन्ग समय से आई थिंक 15 ईयर ओल्ड एक्सपीरियंस चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हैं, और नोएडा में अपनी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. और मैडम ने रिसेंटली ICAI के प्लेटफॉर्म पे भी कोड ऑफ एथिक्स पे बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया था, जो कि मैंने भी सुना था. तो मैडम सेम टर्म ऑफ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम चाहेंगे कि हमारे श्रीफोर्ट CP स्टडी सर्कल में भी आज प्रेजेंट किया जाए. तो मैडम सुषमा जी, नाउ माइक इन योर हैंड मैडम.
Thank you, Dharam ji, and thank you, Arun ji.
रिकॉर्डिंग की बात कर रहे थे, रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है आपके सिस्टम से?
Yes, I'm starting.
ठीक है मैडम.
नहीं हो रहा है.
नहीं हो रहा,
आपको परमिशन देना पड़ेगा.
नहीं आप फिर YouTube से डाउनलोड कर लेना.
ओके,
हो जाएगा वहां से. ठीक है मैडम.
फाइन. So thank you, Dharam ji, for giving me this opportunity. And hi everyone. Hi everyone. So today I'll be talking about Code of Ethics revised and volume 2. So this is about member in practice as well as member in service. So if we are talking about member in practice, so member in practice shall be deemed to be in practice in case he offers to perform services involving auditing or verification of financial transaction books, accounts. So let me share my presentation with you all. Yeah, And yeah, is it visible, Dharamji?
Visible hai.
Right. So, hi again. So today we are talking about Code of Ethics, Volume 2, Revised 2020. So as I have told just now, that member of the institute shall be deemed to be in practice in case he offers to perform auditing service. So it doesn't matter if he is actually not engaged in doing auditing work. And a member shall be deemed to be in practice if he in his professional capacity and neither in his personal or nor as an employee act as a liquidator, trustee, executor, administrator, arbitrator, receiver, advisor, or representative by representative for costing, tax, financial, various assignments, and moreover he is not getting salary come full time salary. He is not employed as a salary on salary basis mainly. So now we can say that these members will also be deemed as member in practice. So our next relevant point is which is a member must be knowing that a member in practice is prohibited from using designation other than the chartered accountant. So this is very relevant point one should keep in mind. And member of the institute who are also director in companies, member of political parties or chartered accountant cells in political parties holding different position in clubs or other organization are not permitted to these positions. So these position member cannot, they can be on these position, but they cannot mention these position. And third relevant point, which I would like to share before coming to Schedule 1 and 2, is that member may apply for and obtain registration as Category 4 merchant banker under the SEBI Rules and Regulation Act as advisor or consultant to an issue. So friends, now one very recent amendment, not very recent, but it is a very relevant, and I think it's a very good sign. Now maybe members will definitely follow all these code of ethics, that is imposition of fine. So now chartered accountant has for the first time added the provision for imposition of fine as a punishment for misconduct. So penalty for falsely claiming to be a member is 1,000 rupees, and which may exceed to 5,000, and 6-month imprisonment also. So this this is one of the example. There are other cases given where there is a imposition of fine. So now let's move to Schedule 1, Part 1. So as per Schedule 1, friends, before starting the Schedule 1, Part 1, I would say there are two schedules mainly in Volume 2. And in Schedule 1, there are 3 parts. Sorry, there are 4 parts. And one part is very, you can say, very huge and contains 12 clauses. So let's begin with first clause, which is this Part 1 is basically for member in practice. So according to this part, clause 1, like a member in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he allows any person to practice in his name as a chartered accountant, unless such person is also a chartered accountant in practice and is in partnership with or employed by him. So friends, we can see that a member in practice cannot allow any other person except a chartered accountant in practice to practice in his name. As per clause 2, if he shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he pays or allows or agrees to pay or allow directly or indirectly any share, commission, brokerage in the fees or profit of his professional business to any person. Please note that the share commission cannot be shared with any person other than the member of the institute or a partner or a retired partner or a legal representative of a deceased partner or a member of any other professional body or with such other persons having such qualification as may be prescribed for the purpose of rendering such professional services from time to time. So in or outside India. So friends, this is this will be taken as professional misconduct if a member is sharing his fees, commission or profit with any person except which is mentioned or recognized by the council. So here there are a few things like few relevant points which I would like to explain that percentage of fees payable to registrar of cooperative society is allowable, is permissible by the council. So that can be paid if a member in practice is paying fees to a registrar of cooperative society, which is sometimes is paid as a administrative expense. So that can be done. That is allowed. So next point is goodwill. So if we are talking about goodwill, legal representative, say widow of a deceased partner, would be entitled to share the profit only where the partnership agreement. Please note that only if that partnership agreement contains a provision, then only he can legal representative or widow of the deceased partner can take amount out of goodwill. And next is that there could not be any sharing of fees between the widow of the legal representative of the proprietor of a single member firm. If there is a single member firm, then there cannot be a sharing of fees between widow and that proprietor, that purchaser of goodwill. So then sharing is not allowed, and payment of goodwill to widow is permissible in such cases only for the goodwill of the firm and to enable such payment to be made in installment, provided the agreement of sale of goodwill contains such provision. So friends, installment is also permissible only in case there is a provision regarding this in the agreement. So agreement is very relevant in this case to check. And next is sale of goodwill by the proprietor. Then in that case, if proprietor is selling his goodwill to someone, then permission is required within 1 year of the sale of goodwill. And next is dispute. In case of any kind of dispute with member who is selling goodwill to another person, so in case of any dispute, then information to be given to the institute within 1 year. So this is clause 2. So let's come to next clause, which is 3. It's very simple. It says that member in practice, again, these all are, we are reading, that is a member in practice. So a member in practice shall be guilty of professional misconduct if he accepts or agrees to accept any part of the profit of the professional work of a person who is not a member of the institute. However, referral fee. So friends, here again, one exception you can say that referral fees amongst member not prohibited for a member in practice. So now let's come to quickly clause 4, which is a member shall be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he enters into partnership in or outside India with any person other than the chartered accountant in practice or such other person who is a member of any other professional body having such qualification as may be prescribed. So these other professional body are, please see this, these are like company secretary, cost accountant, advocate, engineer, architect, actuary, who are member in their respective institute. So they are permissible by the council. So member friends, so we can be partner with these professionals. So next clause, clause 5 says that a member in practice shall be guilty of professional misconduct if he secures, either through the service of a person who is not an employee of such chartered accountant or who is not his partner, or by means which are not to a chartered accountant, any professional business. So that means if he secures any professional business through a person who is not an employee or partner, like this clause says that we are supposed to maintain our professional dignity. So that's why this clause is there. And now let's come to clause 6, which is very, very important. And I have received so many queries on this clause 6 and 7. These are quite big. Like this clause contains so many parts. So I would be taking all the parts, and hope I'll be able to resolve all your queries. So clause 6 says, so according to clause 6, a chartered accountant in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he solicit client or professional work either directly or indirectly by circular, advertisement, personal communication, or interview, or by any other means. So friends, so this is prohibited. These all things are prohibited, provided. So here again, we can say these two are exceptions. Like chartered accountant can seek professional work from another chartered accountant, another his colleague, you can say, another CA in practice, and plus a member can respond to tenders or inquiries. So that is also permissible. So let's start with clause 6 and part 1. So according to part 1, this first part says that advertisement and notes in the press. So friends, advertisement and notes in the press, you can say that members should not advertise for soliciting work or advertise in a manner which could be interpreted as soliciting or offering to undertake professional work. They are not permitted to use the less open method of circulating letter to a small field of possible client. So even personal canvassing is not allowed. That means a member can request another CA in practice for a professional work, and a member may advertise changes in partnership or dissolution of a firm or any other change in the address of a practice and telephone numbers. That is also allowed. And a member is permitted to issue a classified advertisement in the journal, or you can say a newsletter of the institute. So next point is application for empanelment for audit and other profession. So friends, now I think these all points I'm going to discuss in detail. So I'm here. I'm stop sharing my screen if you allow me. So. So first point we have discussed. Next, let's talk about next point, that is application for empanelment for allotment of audit and other professional work. So, friends, one second, I think some technical issue. Yeah, now it's okay. So now, friends, this is sorry for delay. And now I'll be taking next point, which is application for empanelment for allotment of audit and other professional work. So member are free to write to the concerned organization with request to place his name on the panel. So next, next point is responding to tender. As I've explained earlier also, that member are free to request to add their name on the tender, but they are not allowed to for any roving inquiries. So member of the institute practicing shall not respond to any tender issued by an organization or user of professional service in area of service which are exclusively reserved for chartered accountant. Such audit and attestation services, however, such restrictions shall not applicable where minimum fees of assignment is prescribed in the tender document itself, or where the areas are open to other professional along with the chartered accountant. So a member now, to sum up this point, I can say the member can respond to tender which are open to other professional apart from the chartered accountant, and a member can respond to assignment where quotation have been called for from practicing member or firm through individual letter. So if it is through individual letter, then he is allowed to respond. And third is that a member can respond to tender where only technical bid has been asked for, followed by financial quotation requested from the shortlisted member through individual letters. So this is again individual letter. Now, next relevant point is publication of books, articles, or presentation. So, friends, it is not permissible for a member to mention in a book or article published by him or a presentation made by him any professional attainments. So, please note that any kind of professional attainment are not allowed to mention, whether of the member or of the firm. Even firms at professional attainment are not allowed. However, member can mention only designation chartered accountant and name of firm. Like he may indicate in a book, article, or presentation the chartered accountant designation. So next point, we are talking about issue of greeting cards or invitation. So council does not approve the issue of greeting cards or personal invitation by member indicating their professional designation, status, and qualification. But council is of the opinion that the designation chartered accountant as well as the name of the firm may be used in greeting card, invitation for marriages and religious ceremony, and any invitation for opening of or inauguration of office of the member, change in the office premises, and change in telephone numbers. However, there is one condition that these invites should be sent to only clients, relative, and known person like friends or other relatives. So that can be done. Only then you can issue greeting cards or invitation. So next relevant point is that advertisement for silver, golden, platinum, or centenary celebration. So it is permissible in newspaper or newsletter. Let's come to next point, which is sponsoring activity. A member in practice or a firm of chartered accountant is not permitted to sponsor an event. However, such member or firm may sponsor an event conducted by a program organizing unit POU of ICAI, provided such event has prior approval of CPE, Continuing Professional Education Directorate of ICAI. So, and second point of this sponsoring activity says that member sponsoring activity relating to corporate social responsibility may mention their individual name with prefix CA. So only chartered accountant, not even chartered accountant, only CA. However, the mention of firm name or any kind of logo is not permitted. So when there is a case of sponsoring of activity, firm name is not permitted. In most of the cases, I have observed that firm name is restricted. And next point is advertisement of teaching or coaching activity. So here I would say that council has given permission for private tutorship and part-time tutorship under coaching organization of institute, and special permission has also been given in case of part-time or full-time tutorship under the any educational institution other than coaching organization of the institute. So condition here is that direct teaching hours should not be more than 25 hours a week. So that condition should be fulfilled, and in order to be able to undertake other attestation work, that member are advised to abstain from advertising their association with coaching or teaching activity through hoarding, poster, or banner. So any kind of advertising is not allowed. That is against this guidelines. So, but member may put outside their coaching or teaching premises signboard mentioning the name of the coaching or teaching institute, contact details, and subject dot therein. So only 3 things are permitted to mention on the signboard. So next point we'll be taking is sharing firm profile with prospective client. That is again not permitted. It's very simple. It is in response, unless it is in response to a proposed specific like client's query, and otherwise not. It's not permitted. So television, next point we are taking is television or movie credit. So while sharing the name of the member of the firm or chartered accountant for inclusion in television or movie credit, so it must be seen that exhibition of name is not made differently as compared to other entries in the credit. So it should be in the normal way, like other entries are coming. So it should not be in a different style or different like in different form and very big. So it is not allowed then. And next point, we are taking that soliciting professional work by making roving inquiry, as I have discussed earlier also in main clause 6, that any kind of roving inquiry are not permissible, and seeking work from professional colleagues. So as again, I have discussed this thing in main clause 6, that all the members are allowed to seek work from their colleagues. So that is permissible by the council. Now, next point I'm taking is that scope of representation which an auditor is entitled to make under section 225(3). So again, that letter 225(3), which is under Companies Act, auditor is supposed to give to the company, that should be in a dignified manner. So it should not contain any kind of professional attainment, or it should not tantamount to any kind of advertisement. So that is not acceptable. It should be in dignified manner that he is accepting the audit. That's it. So next point, we are taking that acceptance of original professional work by a member emanating from the client introduced to him by another member. So member should not accept the original professional work emanating from a client introduced to him by another member. So if any professional work of such client comes to him directly, it should be his duty to ask the client that he should come through the other member dealing generally with his original work. So that is a duty cast on the auditor, or you can say that new auditor, new coming auditor. Now next point we are taking is giving public interviews. So this is a very relevant now nowadays. While giving an interview or otherwise furnishing detail about themselves or their firm in public interview or to the press or at any forum, the members should ensure that it should not result in publicity. Again, like any kind of publicity, any kind of professional attainment are not allowed. Like members, these are main things. If you see the objective of this code of ethics, that is again to avoid or to prohibit any kind of publicity and any kind of highlighting professional attainments by any members, as this is against this is not a professional ethics, and this is against our dignity, you can say. So any detail which is given must be in addition to the meeting above requirement, be given only as a response to specific question. So if you receive any question from any client or any new person, that can be done, then you can share details, you can share your profile, then only it's possible. So next point we are taking is that member or firms who publish advertisement under box numbers. So that is again prohibited, so not allowed. Now next point is educational video. This is the last point of this clause, clause 6. So last point, educational video. Nowadays, it's very relevant. We are uploading very videos, or you can say like educational video on YouTube or other website. So regarding that, council has given guidelines that no reference should be made to the chartered accountant firm. So firm name is not allowed. It should contain, it should not contain any kind of contact detail or website address. So firm name, contact details, and website address of the firm where that member is practicing is not allowed. So please note that. So now friends, let's come to clause 7, which is again quite big. So again, I'm going to share my screen if you allow me. So friends, let's talk about this clause 7, which is again very important. And I have received, as I've told earlier, I have received so many queries about this clause as well. So this is quite a big clause. Again, I'll be talking about each and every point which is mentioned over here. So let's read this clause first. So a member in practice shall be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he advertises his professional attainment or services or uses any designation or expression other than chartered accountant on professional documents. So which are the professional documents? Visiting card, letterhead, signboard, unless it be a degree of university established by law in India or recognized by the central government, or a title indicating membership of the Chartered Accountant of India, or any other institution that has been recognized by the central government or maybe recognized by the council. So friends, now let's talk about first point, which is relevant, that permission to mention qualification of certain institution. So friends, the members are permitted to mention a title on their visiting card to indicate membership of a foreign institute of accountancy, that is South Africa Institute of Chartered Accountant and Institute of Certified Public Accountant, Ireland. and Institute of Chartered Accountant in England and Wales. So these three professional bodies, international professional bodies, we are allowed to, if we are member of these professional body, any of these professional body, we are allowed to mention on our professional documents. And next is date of setting up of practice. So please note that date of setting up of practice, we are not allowed to mention on any professional document. And next is practice as advocate, OCS or CMA. So member of the institute in practice who are otherwise eligible may practice as advocate subject to the permission of the Bar Council. But in such case, they should not use designation chartered accountant in respect of the matter involving the practice as an advocate. So if he is working as an advocate, he cannot use chartered accountant as well. So simultaneously, both are not possible. That is the main crux of this point. Next point, friends, we are taking is that mention of firm name except in professional document. So this is as a common sense, we can say that a member of the institute in practice who are otherwise eligible may also practice as company secretary or cost accountant. Such member shall, however, not use designation of HOSIS institute simultaneously with the designation chartered accountant, as I have explained in the last point as well, that they cannot use both the designation simultaneously. So if they are using chartered accountant, then no other designation they can use. So mention of firm name except on professional documents. So now we are talking about firm name. So it is not proper for a firm of chartered accountant to use the designation chartered accountant except on professional documents, visiting card, letterhead, signboards. So these three are professional document considered by the council. So except on only on these documents, firm name can be mentioned. However, an individual member may use prefix CA, as we all are using right now again. So only CA is permitted anywhere. So that is not restricted, that is not prohibited. You can use anywhere CA, only CA with the name as a prefix, like CA Sushma Arora I'm using right now. So that is permitted. So next point is notice in the press relating to success in an examination. So again, friends, like examination of an individual candidate should not contain any element of undesirable publicity, either in relation to the article or audit assistant or an employee or the member of the firm name of the principal, firm and town in which the principal practices may be published. So here firm name is allowed, and the place where that firm is practicing, that is also allowed, and the name of the principal under which that article clerk is working is registered is also allowed. So three things are allowed in this as per this clause. So next point, we are taking reports and certificates. So reports or any kind of reports and certificate issued by the member in practice should be on the letterhead, friends. So now, sorry, I had to change this. Now I forgot. So importance of electronic medium. Appearance of electronic media. Yeah, friends, no. Now I'm taking this appearance of on electronic media. So appearance of chartered accountant on electronic media, including internet, which we are using right now. So let's talk about this. This is very relevant. We should be knowing this as we are using in this pandemic time more often. So please note that according to the council, a member agree to broadcast in the radio or give lecture at the forum and may give their name and describe themselves as CA. Special qualification or specialized knowledge directly relevant to the subject, which is as I'm today I'm talking about code of ethics. So my professional specialization, which is relevant to this topic, can be shared in the program. But firm name is also permissible. Firm name can be mentioned. However, any kind of exaggerated claim is not permissible, as it tantamount to advertising or mentioning of professional attainment. So that is not permissible. What he may say or write must not promotional of him or his firm, but must be an objective professional view of the topic under consideration. So please note that even whatever he is saying or whatever he is writing or showing on the site, like through presentation, that should not contain any kind of advertisement. So please note this point, as we are using electronic media more often in this pandemic situation. So please, this is very relevant according to the present circumstances. So next point is important appointment or views of public importance. So publicity is permitted for appointment of position of local or national importance or for the view of members on matter of similar importance. So here publicity is permitted, but member giving talk or lecture or attending conference may describe themselves as only CA. So only when they are acting in their capacity as chartered accountant. So only CA can be mentioned, provided, like here again there is a condition that only if they are working as a in the capacity of chartered accountant. However, reference of the firm name is not permissible. So again, firm name is not allowed in this section, in this part. So friends, next point we are taking is organizing training courses, seminar, etc. for his staff. So this is also very much common nowadays. CA firms are organizing training courses and seminar, and through this they are trying to advertise and try to get professional work as much as possible. And this is one kind of advertisement also. So here the guidelines says that CA in practice holding training courses, seminar, etc. for his staff may also invite the staff of other CA and client to attend the same. However, undue prominence should not be given to the name of the chartered accountant in the booklet or the document issued. So even the name of the chartered accountant is like allowed, but to some extent, like with limited, you can say limited permission is given. That it should not be very prominent that this CA has done this, like any kind of exaggeration is not allowed, we can say. So writing article, again, this is also very relevant. Even I keep on writing articles for professional magazines. So writing articles or letters to the press. So members writing articles or letter to the press on subject connected with profession may give their name and use description chartered accountant. So name and description chartered accountant is allowed in case writing articles or letter to press. Please note that it is regarding press only. And next is very relevant and very important. I have received many queries regarding this point, that is size of signboard. So council has not given any direct guideline regarding the size of the signboard. However, like it's a member can use his own discretion, like how it should be, like and what should be the size and how it should look. So he can use his own discretion. However, the glow sign or light on a large size board as is used by trader or shopkeeper is not permitted. So it cannot be as other manufacturer or businessmen are using it. cannot be like that. So a member can have a name board at the place of his residence. Even like I know when many chartered accountant, they are putting a signboard outside their residence. So for that, guideline says that name of the board of the individual member and not the firm. Only name of that individual member is allowed. So firm name is not allowed in that case at the residence. So our next point is public announcement with details of directors. So friends, the prospectus or public announcement issued by these days companies often publish description about the CA's expertise, specialization and knowledge in any particular field. So it is necessary that a member should take necessary step to ensure that such prospectus or public announcement or public communication do not advertise his professional attainment, name of the firm of CA in which that member is a partner. Should not be given. So any kind of professional attainment, that so like you can say that this clause is mainly regarding prohibiting professional attainment. So that is not permissible, that is prohibited. And even firm name is not allowed. So in almost all the cases, firm name is also prohibited. So next, our last point of this clause which is network firm and networking guidelines. So the council has permitted network amongst the firm registered with the institute. So like only those firms are which are registered are permitted for network, and the firm constituting a network are permitted to use the word network firm on their professional stationery. So that is permissible even on professional stationery. Now friends, our next point is under this clause is use of logo. So friends, any kind of logo is not permissible. Any monogram logo, any kind of like any kind, form, style, design, color, any kind of whatsoever display on any material or media, paper, stationery, document, visiting card, magnetic device, internet, signboard, by member in practice or a firm or CA is totally prohibited. So or any stationery of member in practice. So now only this sign which is on the screen, that is CA with a tick mark upside down inside a rounded rectangle with white background, CA logo, that is permissible. So this CA logo is permissible as stamp also. So now friends, our next clause, clause 8. So I think clause 8, 9 and 10, these are very simple. Let me open that. I think my slide is little maybe down. Let me sharing. So friends, I will read it out for you that according to clause 8, a member in practice shall be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he accepts a position as auditor previously held by a chartered accountant or a certified chartered accountant who has been issued certificate under the restricted certificate rules and without first communicating with him in writing. So friends, communication with previous auditor is mandatory. The duty is cast on the incoming auditor to communicate with the previous auditor. So again, point 9, like clause 9 of part 1, which says that accept an appointment without the compliance of section 225 of Companies Act. So that member will be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he accept an appointment without the compliance of section 225 of Companies Act. So friends, here again duty is cast on the member. This point is that he is not only required to confirm that is not enough that if he is taking a confirmation letter from the management that section 225 of Companies Act has been complied with. This is not enough. He needs to check all the records, like in case of like a member is you can say if like there is a first auditor appointment, so he needs to check the board director meetings minutes, and he need to find out that resolution has been passed properly, everything has been done properly as per Companies Act. So that duty is cast on the member. So again, point 10, that says that charges like member in practice shall be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he charges or accepts fees based on a percentage of profit or contingent upon the finding or result of such employment except as permitted. So friends, member cannot accept fees which is contingent upon any result or finding of his audit. So that cannot be done. That is again a professional misconduct. So members are required to, in this case, member need to see that this is not possible. And now let's come to point 11, which say that a member in practice shall be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he engage in any business or occupation other than the profession of CA, unless permitted. So here, unless permitted. So member here are permitted to be a director simpliciter. So director simpliciter is permissible. And again, member in practice in a HUF doing business. So member in practice can be can join a business of HUF, but there are few conditions. So we come to the point. So this is again. Friends, I think. So friends, again, member, according to clause 11, which I was discussing right now, that member shall be taken as guilty of professional misconduct if he engage in any business or occupation other than the profession of CA, unless permitted. So, but there are two exceptions in this case. That is, member can be a director simpliciter, and member in practice can join HUF business. So, but when they are joining HUF business, there are two conditions to be fulfilled: that interest in the family business concern devolved on him as a result of inheritance, succession, or partition of the family business. They need to prove this thing to the council, then only they will get permission to join HUF business. And they need to prove one more thing. They need to provide evidence regarding these two conditions to obtain approval of the council, that they are not actively engaged in carrying on that HUF business. So these two things, they are not actively engaged, and that business is devolved as a result of inheritance or succession or partition. So these two things they have to prove. Then only they can join HUF doing business. So now last clause of this part says that a chartered accountant in practice shall be guilty of professional misconduct if he allows a person not being a practicing member or his partner to sign on his behalf or firm any balance sheet, profit and loss, etc., or certificate, you can say. So any kind of verification document, or which only a CA can sign, he is not allowed to delegate those documents, except some routine document which is allowed, like audit planning papers or audit query. These can be delegated. So now, friends, so we have finished our schedule 1, we can part 1. So now let's come to other journal provision. So friends, in other journal provision, I would be sharing first of all, that is the write-up. This is a very good change, I would say. Like, as advertisement is not allowed, I have explained right now that any kind of advertisement is not allowed by a member. So this is, you can say, a compensatory, you can say, reward or whatever by the council, that write-up shall write-up is allowed by a member. So that write-up shall write-up will be allowed only by following few conditions, which are that write-up shall comply with following condition. That is, it should be honest and truthful. There should not be any exaggerated claims, and it should not, there should not be any mentioning of achievement or awards or monogram, and plus there should be mentioning of membership number, FRN. That is again a condition in the write-up, and it should not be more than font size 14. So only up to 14 size is possible, is allowed, permissible by the council. So friends, there are few other journal provisions. So, but may I ask Dharamji, can I take all these points, because I think Vikas has taken more time. He promised me that he will take only half an hour. So I had prepared all these points. So please tell me if I can go for these points, because I have to take, I think, question and answers also for that
मैडम
section.
आप ले लीजिए, विकास शायद अभी है नहीं है लाइन पे। विकास जी हैं तो विकास सर लाइन पे हो क्या?
नहीं, तो अभी मैं ये ले लूं, ये पॉइंट्स ले लूं ना?
हाँ, पॉइंट ले लीजिए मैडम। ये कोई मेंबर कोई क्वेश्चन भी आ रहे तो ले लीजिए आप।
तो क्वेश्चन का अगर लेना है तो वो बता दीजिए।
क्वेश्चन आंसर, जो क्वेश्चन आंसर बॉक्स है उसमें मेंबर्स के काफी क्वेश्चन है।
प्लीज आई थिंक लेट्स टेक क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, देन वी कैन।
आप पढ़ पाओगे मैडम? बैकग्राउंड में देखो क्वेश्चन आंसर आ रहे होंगे आपके पास नीचे स्क्रीन पे।
नीचे स्क्रीन पे लेट मी
क्वेश्चन आंसर Q&A लिखा हुआ है।
1 सेकंड। Q&A
लिखा हुआ है ना यहाँ पे?
यस यस यस,
इसमें काफी क्वेश्चन है जहाँ पे मिस्टर मनीष जी ने हेलो लिखा हुआ है। उसके बाद में जितने क्वेश्चन है वो आपके सब्जेक्ट के रिलेटेड है।
अच्छा, मनीष रहोड़ा।
उसके बाद आप ले लीजिए।
अच्छा, Thank you so
और
much.
एक मिस्टर प्रवीण जी हैंड रेज किया हुआ है, मैं उनका माइक भी अनम्यूट
Yes, yes,
किया हुआ
I
है।
saw that hand. That's why I stopped my presentation. I said, "Ki first let me take," because I saw time also. So I think I thought that this is also professional misconduct if I'll take more than the time which I have already promised. So I thought, "Ki chalo, let me take this question first." So please ask Praveen Kumar ji his question first. Then only I will take all these questions which is in the
तो
Q&A
प्रवीण जी
session.
को मैंने ये पैनलिस्ट कर दिया, जब वो बात करेंगे तो कर सकते हैं। तो मैडम आप
Yes, Praveen ji.
क्वेश्चन आंसर बॉक्स के क्वेश्चन ले लीजिए मैडम।
Okay, so it's a good presentation. See, Manmohan Jindal. Hello. Yeah, amended. The amended ethical have been on Amrish ji. Oh, thank you so much, Amrish ji, for attending this webinar. Amrish Vashesh ji is a very senior professional, very senior CA. I know him, and he has written that the amended ethical have been issued merely as guidelines, as long as same are not being amended in the act. How will it be implemented? Moreover, the amended ethics are there from more than 10 years. Has any case so far initiated or settled as disciplinary? So, Amrish ji, I would say that like these professional ethics are, we can say these are self-regulatory, first of all, as we all need to understand these are moral values which we cannot force on anybody. But as you are talking about any case which has been settled at disciplinary, so I would say that if you have observed that Urban Clap now professionals are not allowed to post their profile on Urban Clap, and recently I have observed that there is a site which is freelancer.com, and they have created this site very smartly, and in this site professionals are posting their profile, but they are getting work through tender only. So all the guidelines which are given for tenders, they are complied with. However, I have spoken to the senior member of you can say like ESB portal, like that ESB committee. I have spoken to them, and they have said that their team is working on it regarding this freelancer.com, and soon they'll be coming up with new guidelines. So let's see how it will happen. So thank you, Amrish ji. Now next is can a CA in practice, this is anonymous attendee, can a CA in practice act as a recovery agent for bank? So I would say that to that member, no, this is not allowed. This is prohibited. However, a member can become a recovery consultant for a bank. Recovery agent is not allowed. And next, our question is, can a CA in practice upload few educational video on YouTube with name mentioned in them? Yes, I have discussed this point in my presentation as well, that a member can upload educational video. And however, firm name is not allowed in this case. And next, which I have seen is this is Ashish Dinesh Gupta educational video. Yeah, this is Ashish Parak, member of institute, are advertising or journal by paying amount for getting their listed name on the top under chartered accountant services. Is it allowed? Yes, advertising in journal, also Just Dial, sorry, I read journal, institute journal. So Just Dial, I think Just Dial advertisement, that kind of advertisement, as I've said, like advertisement, if they are giving advertisement, that is not allowed. Let me see that point again. So if I have to present my members are so any kind of advertisement is not allowed even in Just Dial, as I've explained earlier also. So that is again prohibited. Again, let me see this. Again, let me open this Q&A, sir. So I have taken Ramesh Ahuja's query. Now, this Ashish Parak query is that in Just Dial. So again, according to this clause 7, so any kind of advertisement is not permissible. As first point I have discussed in clause 6. So this is again point to be considered by the council as well. If the members are posting their professional attainment, so professional attainments are not allowed. So next point is there any way that a CA gets enrolled as an advocate who is not actively indulged in a legal practice. So friends, I have said that member can practice as a legal advisor or advocate. However, on their professional document, they cannot use both the designation like chartered accountant and advocate simultaneously. So this is not permissible. They can practice as a advocate. However, when they are representing themselves as a legal practitioner, then they should use as an advocate, not or chartered accountant. So they cannot use both the designations simultaneously. That is the only requirement, or you can say restriction. Next question is, can a practicing CA become treasurer of trust as well as auditor of same trust? No, that is not permissible. That I was about to discuss in my journal provision. However, due to lack of time, I think I need to see how much I can discuss. So this is not permissible. Thank you for all the queries. I hope I am able to resolve all the queries. Now let's come back to again the representation, where I am discussing about some journal provisions. So friends, so I was discussing about write-up. I think for write-up, I have shared everything. Now, if I talk about next point, which is website of the CA firm, that is also again very important. So next, so website, if we talk about website of a CA firm, it should members should ensure that none of the information contained in the website be circulated on their own or through email or by any other mode or technique except on a specific pull request method. So only pull request method is allowed in case of website, and website address on their professional stationery is also allowed, and email is also allowed, and there are few other things which are allowed on website, that is member, trade, firm name, year of establishment. So please note that year of establishment is allowed in this case, and member or firm address is also allowed, telephone number, fax number, email ID, nature of services that partner is like firm is rendering, that is also allowed, and partners details are also allowed. So friends, there is a complete format given on ESB portal. You may refer for any clarification, you may refer that side like ESB portal. So you can see all these guidelines on that portal. So next point is online third party platform. This is again very relevant according to present circumstances. Due to pandemic situation, we are also using, we all member are using online third party platform. So here the guideline says that contact address of chartered accountant concern is not provided, nor such website will contain any material which advertise professional achievement or status of such chartered accountant, except making a statement that they are chartered accountant. So it's quite there are few restrictions that contact address of chartered accountant is cannot be provided. So even website of that firm, like the where that CA is working, that is also not allowed. So even and next we can say that the name of the chartered accountant firm with suffix chartered accountant should not be permitted. So even full chartered accountant is also not permitted, only CA is permitted. So in case of third party platform. Now publication of name or firm name by a CA, online telephone by a CA in telephone or other directory published by telephone authorities or private bodies. So this is again, friends, very relevant. We are giving our name in professional directories and telephone authorities. Like one has asked this query, Ramesh Barak, I think he has raised this query that in case of just dial. So here is your I can say your query. So I can resolve this through this point. That entry should not appear in any other section category except that of CA. So please understand, hi Mr. Parak, if you are listening to me, please note this. Please that entry should not be in a section other than CA. There are few conditions, only then you can give your entry in these kind of professional telephone directories, that the member or firm should belong to the town or city in respect of which the directory is being published. So that even that directory, that telephone directory should be in that area where that member is practicing. Only in your locality you can give your phone number to that telephone directory. And the order of entry should not be any other manner except alphabetical. The order is only should be alphabetical manner. And the entry should not be made in a differential or prominent manner, giving the impression of publicity or advertisement. So that's what I told you earlier also, that any kind of advertisement is not allowed, not even any kind of professional attainments mentioning is allowed. So these two things should be keep in mind in, I think, in every part, in every field, that rather this is, you can say, we have to keep in mind when we are in practice or in service, that we have to maintain the professional dignity of this profession. That is our duty. And next point is that entry should not be restricted and should be open to all the CA firms of CA in particular city town. So Mr. Parak, if you're listening to me, so there are 5 things. If you are giving your name to Just Dial, that your entry should be in the section of CA, and that it should be in the locality where you are staying, and it should be that entries should be in alphabetical manner, and it should not be differential or prominent manner. It should be in a normal manner, and it should be open to all the CA and CA firms. It should not be the case that it should be open to limited CA. So in Just Dial, we all know that this condition is already fulfilled. So please note all these points. I think I have resolved your query very clearly. Now let's take next point, which says that application-based service provider aggregator. As I have said while talking about Amrish's query, I have said that Urban Clap. So this is the one of the example. Urban Clap is the example of this service provider aggregator. So it is not permissible. So that is the thing now, but I'm very happy to announce that our ESB committee is launching search engine portal, which is very good. That is kind of Urban Clap, where you have to you can post your profile, and you will start getting work on you can say flexible hour basis or like assignment basis. So that is a very good thing. We'll be using this opportunity, and thank you ESB committee member for giving this very good thing to all of us. And next point, which is specialized directory for limited circulation. So in this case, friends, I would say that in addition to his name, that member's name, description, address, and those of his firm, a member may give where appropriate. So here, even this is for only directory which are limited circulation. So here, that member is, if that member is holding any directorship, he can mention that also. So only in this case, so limited circulation, please note that this is not any kind of directories. This is only specialized directories. So only in this case, directorship can be mentioned. So friends, next our point is recommended minimum scale of fees. Here on the screen, you can see this link. You can see this link, which is available, and you can refer this link. You can see all the fees which is permitted by the council for all the CAs. And now let's come to next point quickly, which says that practice in corporate form of practice. So this is again very good change. I would say that practice in corporate form, the council decided to allow member in practice to hold the office of managing director, whole-time director, manager of a body corporate within the meaning of the Companies Act. So provided here condition, the body corporate is engaged exclusively. Please note that point, that that body corporate should exclusively be rendering management consultancy and other services permitted by the council. The member can retain full-time certificate of practice besides being the managing director, whole-time director, manager of such management consultancy company. So here, friends, like this management consultancy and other services shall not include the function of statutory or periodical audit, tax representation, both direct and indirect, or advice concerning tax matter, or acting as liquidator, trustee, executor, administrator, arbitrator, or receiver. But it shall include. So this we can say that management consultancy and other services includes financial management, planning, financial policy determination, capital structure planning, and advice regarding raising finance, working capital management. So there is a complete list, friends. So I am just short of time. I am not sharing that complete list with you. Sorry for that. I really apologize for that. So please, you can refer ESB portal for this, and you can see what all services are included in this management and management consultancy and other services. But for one clarification which I need to mention over here, that broking, underwriting and portfolio management is not permitted under this management consultancy and other services. So friends, now let's come to our next point, which is maintenance of branch office. So friends, I have discussed this thing with, I think, senior member of ESB portal as well, that committee, that there are guidelines regarding branch office, but there are no guidelines regarding head office, whereby member are using it as a loophole. So I hope ESB committee soon they will come up with some guidelines regarding head office as well. So I would here I would explain like maintenance of branch office. So in case of branch office, a chartered accountant in practice or a firm of chartered accountant has more than one office in India. So each one such office should be in the separate charge of a member of the institute. However, the council has given exemption to the member practicing in hilly areas, subject to certain conditions. So for hilly area members, there are few exemptions, which are that that such member or firm shall be allowed to open the temporary office, like if they are maintaining some temporary office in hilly area, that they are allowed to open only for 3 months in a year. And that regular office, like which is the main office, you can say, need not be closed during that period, when that 3 months, like when that the temporary office is open. So both the office should be open simultaneously. And the third point, third condition, you can say that a name board of the firm in the temporary office should not be displayed at times other than the period such office is permitted to function as above. So name board only should be allowed for those 3 months only in temporary office. That's what I can say. And the temporary office should not be mentioned in letterhead, visiting card or any other document as a place of business of the member or firm. So this is that temporary office is not considered as a you can say a place of business. And before commencement, one duty is cast on that member of hilly area who is using temporary office as well, that before commencement of every winter, it's his duty to inform the institute that he or that firm is opening the temporary office. So these conditions are also applied to the additional office situated at a place beyond 50 kilometers from the municipal limit. So friends, now let's talk about permission granted. So before this point, permission granted, generally I would say that as I have explained earlier also, so this is our duty to maintain the dignity of this profession, and we should not do anything which tantamount to any kind of advertisement or mentioning of professional attainments in any kind of professional documents is not allowed. So these two things, we can say that is the objective. In case we get stuck somewhere, like in case we have some query or we are getting confused that what should be done, what should be appropriate, then we should look for this objective. So main objective of these guidelines is that to prohibit any kind of advertisement, whether directly or indirectly, and any kind of mentioning of professional achievement in any professional document is not permitted. So these two things, when we keep these two things in our mind, then I think we will come out of any kind of query. So now friends, let's take these two points which are again very relevant, that is permission granted generally and permission granted specifically, which says that member in practice they are allowed to all these kind of services also, like they are allowed to do all these services parallelly when they are practicing as a chartered accountant. Friends, it's a complete list. I am sharing in brief as we are short of time, as I told earlier also. That is private tutorship, authorship, insurance or as a notary, surveyor, recovery consultant, or agriculture. So these are generally permitted. So if we are talking about specifically permitted, then full-time or part-time employment in business, non-business concern, MD of any company, interest in family business. So there is a complete list, friends. You can refer this list on ESB portal. So friends, here I would say that I have discussed Schedule 1, Part 1, but due to lack of time, I'm not taking Part 2, Part 3, Part 4 of Schedule 1 even, and Schedule 2, so definitely I can't take right now. I would request Dharamji that they can arrange another session for this, so we can take another session on the same topic, and we'll discuss about other points as well on your demand. So I hope so friends, I hope I have given all the knowledge which I have gained by reading this code of ethics, which is very relevant for CA in practice as well as CA in service. So please, Dharamji, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and please now I think
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dharamji. Thanks to you also for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge on code of ethics. So I think we can arrange one more session if there are more queries or there is a demand by other members. So as you say, like it's as per your discretion.
ठीक है, एक मिनट के लिए. तो मैडम, थैंक यू ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ श्री फॉर सीपी स्टडी सर्कल. रियली थैंक्स टू मैडम सुषमा अरोड़ा जी एंड सीए विकास आनंद जी, जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छा साथ दिया आज. और विकास जी, जिस मेंबर की क्वेरी थी, मैं उसके लिए आपका नंबर आपको शेयर करूंगा, आप उनसे डायरेक्ट बात कर लेना एडवोकेसी के लिए.
ओके सर, ओके.
ठीक है, तो मैडम हम जुड़े रहेंगे, और कोई भी मेंबर की क्वेरी है तो मैं आप लोगों तक सर फॉरवर्ड करूंगा.
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू.
Right.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dharamji.
ओके.